tutorial. For this tutorial I would like to show you how to make an off-the-shoulder roll neck sweater using the 10mm and this yarn. It's not thick, the yarn's not thick, but I'm using the 10mm because I want it to be quite flowy and I don't want it to take that long because I have some other things I want to make for the winter and I haven't made anything. It feels like I haven't made anything for a while, like I've stalled a little bit, so I need to get back into it. And we start here. So yeah, using the 10mm, I have never attempted anything like this before, so this is purely experimental. We're going to be learning as we go. It's going to be based off things that I've seen, and also the basis being, the starting point being the sweaters I've already made. So yeah. However, I hope we get through it well. I hope we make something nice, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. We should just get straight into it. Alright, to begin with, we're going to start by focusing the camera and make a slip knot. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to chain 90 because I want to chain a length that's going to wrap comfortably around my bust area. So chain stitch, which is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to chain 90, and then once I've done that I'll meet back up with you and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, now that I've chained my length of 90, I also just wanted to quickly mention that what I meant by I want it to fit comfortably around my bust area, what I meant by that is that I need it to fit around my arms as well. So as if I'm wrapping a blanket around myself, this needs to fit around my arms as well as my, not just my torso. So that's because this is going to be the part that drapes down over my shoulders. So I just wanted to quickly mention that in case it was confusing. Because otherwise 90 stitches might have seemed too big. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to try this on as we go and you'll see what I mean. So it's all going to be okay. Anyway, now that I've chained my 90 stitches, I'm going to work my way back along the chain. And when you're doing this, be really careful not to twist the chain because otherwise it can get confusing and it just won't be good. So yeah, like that, don't get twisted. Alright, so I'm working my way back to the beginning. Now, in the past, I've just worked into the top part. Focus. I've just worked into the top part of that chain, so just that top part there, but I don't want to do that. And I've also mentioned that you can work into the back bump of the chain, so you see those bumps on the back, and that can give you a really nice hem. But I saw something recently that was really nice that I don't know, I just think it looks better and I want to try it for this design. So what that's going to be is, you see on the stitch on the chain, there's 3 parts. So you've got the bottom part and that middle part there and the top part. So what I want to do is I want to go into the first bottom part. So I want to go between the bottom part of the stitch and the 2 top parts. So I'm going to go in through that bottom part just there. I hope you can see that. Okay, hang on. Let's not twist the camera. In through there, through that bottom part. And slip stitch to join, so slip stitching, just like that. Now I'm going to chain up 2, so 1, 2, and into that same stitch that we've done the slip stitch, I'm going to put a double crochet, so 1, double crochet, and then moving on to the next chain. So I'll show you again what I mean by going in through the bottom hole. So okay, so there's the 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3, in beneath the 2 top parts. So just like that. And as you go along, you'll see, oh no wait, that's a double crochet. As you go along, you'll see that this can give you a really, really nice hem. And it'll just look a bit neater, maybe look a little bit more professional. It might seem confusing at first, but stick with it, and you will get there. So there we go. So the 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3, and in through the bottom. So let's look at it. Okay, no, that's a single crochet again. Don't want to do that. Okay, so we're doing the double crochet, so that's yarn over. And let's look at it. There's 2 holes in this chain. So there's the bottom hole and then there's the top hole. We're going in through the bottom hole like that and double crochet. See? Learning as we go. And that's what we're here for today. So we'll just do that one more time. So there's the bottom hole and then there's the top hole, in through the bottom hole, and double crochet. I really hope this is making sense. Yeah, as you go along you'll see it is going to look nice. It is going to start to look a lot nicer. Alright, so I'm going to do my 90 double crochets. I'll meet back up with you at the end of the round and we'll talk about where we're going to go from there. Okay, so here I am at the end of the round. I'm just going to join that round by slip stitching into the top of that chain 2. So the top of the chain 2 just there, slip stitch in through that stitch, and now we're going to chain 2 and turn the work. And we're going to be double crocheting back in the opposite direction, the 90 stitches. And the reason I do this is because I find that it stops the seam at the back from drifting to the side, and this is the only way I know of how to do that, so that's what we're going to be doing. So double crochets back in the opposite direction, for me 90 stitches, and you'll see just here at the bottom of the chain 2, there's that stitch just there. We're not going to be putting our stitch into that, we're going to be putting our double crochet into the next one along, and we're going to be doing that all the way back round till the end of the round, and then once we get to the end we're going to be putting our final stitch into that one just there, and then just slip stitching into the top of the chain 2, turn the work, and repeating the process just back in the other direction. Yes, and we're going to be doing this, we're going to do enough rows until it covers the bust area, so it's going to be draping down off the shoulders and yeah, covering the top of your chest, you know. I'm going to try it on as I go and I'll show you what I mean once I get to that stage. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly monotonous part where you're just going to want to sit down and relax, maybe listen to some music, maybe watch some TV, I don't know. Yeah, and just get comfortable, do this. We'll meet back up when we've, you know, completed our drapey bit. I'll try it on, I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll tell you where to go from there. Alright, I just wanted to quickly show you where I'm up to. I've done 9 rounds of double crochet, and I'm estimating that I'm going to need about 12 rounds till it's sitting where I want it to sit, you know, and look good. Anyway, what I need to do now is for the next 3 rounds I'm going to decrease by I think 10 stitches per round, and that will bring it to a stitch count of 60, so I think that'll be tight enough, you know, so it doesn't fall down like it is. Yeah, but I just wanted to show you quickly what it's going to start to look like. It's going to start to look like this. Alright, I'm going to show you how to decrease. Alright, for the first row of decrease, I'm going to chain 2 and turn the work as usual. But for this round, to decrease the work to 80 stitches, I'm going to be double crocheting every 8th and 9th stitch together. So we'll go through that together to begin with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, and then pick up, instead of finishing that double crochet, go into the 9th stitch and just pick up another loop and then pull through 2 or 3, sorry, pull through 3 and pull through 2. And that's double crocheting 2 stitches together. So for every 8th and 9th stitch, and I just go along after that counting 1, and then once again 8, and then go straight into the 9th stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. So do that, counting all the way till the end, and you should end up with a stitch count of 80. Okay, here I am at the end of that round, and I'm just slip stitching into the top of the chain 2, as I normally would. And once again, I'll be chaining up 2 and turning the work. And then, because there's a stitch count of 80, my next step is to double crochet every 7th and 8th stitch together till I get to the end for a total of 70 stitches. Okay, here I am at the end of that round. Once again, slip stitching into the top of the chain 2 and chaining 2, turn the work, and to reduce or to decrease to a stitch count of 60, we're going to double crochet every 6th and 7th stitch together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So just go around till the end of the round, finish that up, slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, and then we'll talk about how to start the body. Okay, so I finished my decreases, and I actually ended up doing 4 rows of decrease just because a stitch count of 60 was too loose still, so I had to bring it down to 50. So that's 4 rows of decrease at 10 stitches per row. So I've done that, and actually I really like the way it sits now, so it's okay. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to start work on the body, which is I'm going to chain up 2, turn the work, and I've got 50 stitches, so, and I'm also starting work in the middle of the back, so I'm going to have an even amount of stitches on either side. And we're starting with the 50 stitches, so there will be 16 for the front and 16 for the back, and 9 for the arms to begin with. So I'll show you how we're going to increase so that when you try it on, it's going to work down to a point where you can fit the seams comfortably beneath your arms. And I'll try it on as I go and show you how it looks, but for now we'll just focus on getting that started. Okay, so what we want to do is, we want to, so is it 16, so we're going to double crochet 8 along, so 1, 2, 2, and 8. Okay, so that's for the back. Now, starting on the armhole, what we're going to do next is we're going to double crochet into the next stitch, and this is the first of the 9 stitches for the armhole. Then we chain 2. So this is for the increase. And into that same stitch, we're going to put another double crochet. Another double crochet, so we're counting that as the first of 9, and then 2, 3, and count along to 9, 8, and 9. So for that 9th stitch, what we're going to do again is we're going to chain 2, and into the same stitch, put another double crochet. Just like that. And then we've started our increases. Getting decreases and increases mixed up, which is really frustrating. Okay, doesn't matter. So there we go. That's to start the increase. Now what you're going to do is just into the next stitch, counting 1, and you're going to count 16 stitches across. Okay, so I've done my 16 stitches, and that'll be for the front of the work. Now into the next stitch will be the first of the next armhole, the first of the 9. We put a double crochet, so 1, and then chain 2, and another double crochet into that same stitch. That's 1, then counting 2 and 3, and counting 9 stitches across, and 9, and then remember for that 9th stitch we chain 2 and focus the camera and put another double crochet into the same space we put the 9th stitch into for the increase. So there we go, there's that. That's where it's increasing. And then there should be 8 stitches remaining to the beginning of, well, to the back, for the other half of the back. So 1 and 2 and 8. So that's good, that's a perfect stitch count. Alright, so now what we do is we slip stitch into the top of that beginning chain 2 to finish the round. And then chain 2, turn the work, and just repeat the process. So what have we got? We should have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 up to the increase section. So counting 9 along, 1 and 2. And always make sure to get your last stitch into that one just there before the increase section. So that's 9. And then what we do after that is we put a double crochet into the middle of that increase section. And this is how we continue the increase. So like that, and then chain 2 and into the same increase section. Another double crochet like that. And then just carry on back along, so into the next stitch along, which is that one there, counting along, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the last stitch for this armhole, or for this arm section. So that's 9, and then a double crochet into the middle of that increase section, and chain 2, another double crochet into the middle of that increase section, and then just moving straight on to the next stitch along, which is for the front of the work, and counting all your stitches all the way along till you get to the next increase section, which is just there. Always making sure to put your stitch into that final stitch there. A double crochet into the middle, followed by a chain 2, and another double crochet into the middle of that increase section, then moving straight on to the next stitch all the way till you get back around to the chain 2, slip stitch into the chain 2, chain up 2, turn the work. And like I said, what you'll be doing is you'll be continuing to do this until these seams, until these increased sections, front and back, will fit comfortably beneath your arms. So I'm going to go away and do that. Not quite sure at this stage how many I'm going to need, but I will try it on. So in the next couple of seconds, you'll be seeing me trying that on and showing you what I mean. Okay, so let's go away. We'll do that. And I'll meet back up with you soon. Alright, so now I've reached a point where the seams where I've increased fit comfortably beneath my arms, and I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with the length, and it's going to actually be quite comfortable, so that's good. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is join the front and the back so that we can start work on the body. And yeah, go from there, and then after that we do the arms, and it's going to look good. Okay. Now to join the seams we're going to chain up 2 and turn the work to start another round. And we're going to put a crochet into each stitch until we get to the increase section. So into every stitch until you reach the increase section, and I'll meet back up with you then. Alright, so I've reached the increase section, but before I go in to the increase section, I'm going to pick up the corresponding increase section on the other side, and I'm going to fold that together so where it's going to join beneath the arm. So there's the armhole, and we're just going to bypass that for the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a double crochet, so yarn over, and double crochet through both of the increase sections at the same time. And that is to join beneath the arms. Then we're just moving straight onto the front of the garment, so just working double crochets straight into the front, and we're ignoring the arms for the moment. So that's all you do, and then once you get to the next increase section, which will be all the way along here, where are we? Okay, try not to get confused. Okay, so the next increase section, which is here, and then you're going to line that up once again with the corresponding increase section on the other side, which is that just there. And bypassing the arm, you're just going to put a double crochet straight into that increase section, turn, and then complete the back. And then you're going to just work double crochets in all the way till you get to the end of the round, and slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, chain up 2, turn the work, and at this point what you'll do is just grow the length of your the body. Grow the length of the torso until it reaches a length that you're happy with, and then once we've done that, we'll meet back up again and I will show you how to do the arms. Now, to begin work on the sleeves, we're going to take a fresh piece of yarn and make a slip knot. And we're going to go back to one of the joins where we initially bypassed the sleeves, or bypassed a sleeve, and we're going to go back into those two increase sections where we joined for the body. So those two same increase sections, go back in, grab the slip knot, pull that through, so adjust it to the hook, but don't adjust it too tight because you want the knot to kind of wrap around those two increase sections. Now straight from there you're going to chain up 2, and moving right into the next stitch along on the arm, you're going to put a double crochet, and then you're just going to double crochet the whole way around the arm till you get to the chain 2, slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, turn the, chain 2, turn the work, and then double crochets back the other way, and just continue on like that, double crochets till the end of the round, slip stitch, chain 2, turn the work, until the sleeves reach the desired length that you want. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to finish both of my sleeves. I'm going to finish up my whole sweater, and then I'll take some pictures, maybe film something, show you how it looks. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you've been able to make a lovely off-the-shoulder roll neck sweater. I have a feeling, well, not really a feeling, like I do know that the range of motion for my arms wearing this sweater isn't so great, so it's something I'm going to have to work on. Like, it's a little tight around the arms. I mean, it's not too bad. I suppose you'll see it when I try it on. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go away, going to do all that, and meet back up with you, and we'll try on our sweaters, and we'll see how they look. Okay, so here I am, awkwardly trying to showcase my sweater down at the marina. But yeah, I really like this design. I think the only thing I would change, maybe next time, I'll try and work on the collar a bit, because the range of motion for my arms is a little stiff. But all in all, I like the design, and it kept me warm all night, so that's the main thing. if you've watched this, thanks for watching. See you next time.